Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright y'all, peep game. You guys showed so much love on the last best hands in anime video that you know we had to run that back, Turbo. And if you like the last video, then I know you're gonna love this one. But if you're new here, today we're taking a look at some of the best hands in anime, where these characters aren't afraid to run the fade and quick to knock off your head top. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I reveal the character who's just built different. Now, starting off the list for having some of the best hands in anime, we have the legendary Brolic Barbarian Broly from Dragon Ball Z. Now, there's two versions of Broly. There's the Broly from Dragon Ball Z who everybody remembers seeing as a kid commit some of the most unholy beatdowns in anime. This nigga had to be a bigger menace to the earth than Majin Buu. And then you have the Broly from Dragon Ball Super. Nigga stopped drinking a Henny and took a few anger management classes, so now he's calmed down over the years. And today, we're gonna take a look at Broly from Super. But don't worry, trust me, I'm gonna talk about Z Broly in another video soon. So Goku and Vegeta pull up to the Arctic dripped out to look for the Dragon Balls that got boom ganged by some fodder who worked for Frieza. Yo, let's get a quick drip check. And let's just take a moment to appreciate the drip my boys have. I know you see my boy Goku came sauced out rocking a Canada Goose, and my nigga Vegeta stepped out dripping with the Montclair. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the drip meter, it's definitely a 10. My nigga's more dripped out than your baby moms, no funny. So Frieza pulls up with Broly and his old man who is nothing but a washed up old head and one of the biggest haters in the universe. And wait, pause the video for a second, bro. Is this nigga wearing a fucking pink dress? This nigga pulled up to exact his revenge wearing a goddamn pink tutu. I see why you mad, my nigga. Nigga was like,
we got London on the track.
Head ass. And Broly wastes no time stepping into the paint with Vegeta, who's just weaving the hell out of this nigga and delivers this cold ass line right here.
You're not half bad. This might end up being a pretty good warm-up.
So Vegeta starts getting sturdy with this nigga, but Broly starts to catch on and go blow for blow with Vegeta and hits him with a hard ass bitch slap. Now Vegeta gets hot and he wants to get serious, so he locks down Broly and headbutts this nigga with that big ass coconut head he has. And let's be real, bro. Vegeta could destroy an entire planet with just one blow from his forehead, no cap. So he sticks this nigga with a Falco punch, and this is where we get one of the hardest Super Saiyan transformations to date. Now I see why Bulma calls that nigga daddy. So Vegeta is just like, yeah nigga, I'm him. And starts cooking Broly and slow roasting his ass in the oven. And Broly is just like, alright nigga, I had enough. And gut checks the shit out of this man and starts drilling his shit worse than a goon from O-Block. Bruh, Broly flipped the script on Vegeta so fast, and Goku was just on the sidelines getting hyped because he already called next like a nigga in a pickup game of basketball. And mind you, Broly is still only in his base form and never fought an actual person. So then Vegeta turns Super Saiyan Pyru and is like, time to roll this nigga into a Dutch. And now bro thinks he aimed from Avatar and starts shooting air blasts at this nigga like he's fighting a Fire Lord. Broly tries to come up and land a combo, but this nigga missed all the input commands and got his ass knocked through like 6 mountains. Nigga, at that point, I know your back is broken in like 10 different spots. So Broly is like, fuck that, time to run that shit back. And he pops a 30 real quick, but that shit ain't kick in yet and he got his ass sent to the gulag by Vegeta. And when we thought it was a dub, that 30 kicked in like a 2-time world champion. This nigga Broly came up looking for war. And Vegeta is like, tell me you bought some Perkies with you, Kakarot. And Goku was like, nah bro, I left those shits back at the crib. So Vegeta's like, yeah, we fucked. And bro shoots an energy beam thinking he's Nappa from the Saiyan arc. Bruh, don't you remember what happened to that man? So Vegeta tries to come up and hit him with a sticky, but Broly ate that shit like it was nothing and comes back to send Vegeta flying. So now Goku's like, hey yo, it's my turn to run that fade. And bro starts jumping around thinking he's about to hop in the ring against Floyd Mayweather. But in reality, he was really hopping into the ring with Tyson after that nigga Broly starts powering up. Now this is what I don't understand. Why are you automatically starting off in your base form, my nigga? I understand you gotta warm up before you start to get serious, But you saw what happened to Vegeta, and that nigga was in God mode. At least start off with Super Saiyan 2 or something instead of getting your ass beat like you're doing right now. And it looks like that perky is finally starting to hit, so Goku is like, alright, I gotta turn it up. And he goes Super Saiyan, but Broly definitely still has the one up on this nigga. So Goku's like, alright, bet. And he goes Super Saiyan Pyru and Ultra Instinct weaves this nigga. Can't even lie, bruh, that shit was clean. But this part is even cleaner. This nigga Goku says, Azarath, Metrio, Zenthos, like he's Raven from Teen Titans and cuts Broly down to 30 FPS. Goku trying to pull a Naruto and talk no jutsu his way out of the fight, but Broly pulls out that Uno reverse card and sticks Goku, who comes back to DDT slam that nigga into the North Pole. But ain't no Santa Claus over here. And hold up, pause it right there, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, she a little baddie. And she kinda thick too. I don't know. I think y'all sleeping on old girl right here. I'm getting distracted. Let's get back to the fight. So now Broly starts drilling this nigga and has him stop, drop, and rolling like he's in a fire drill. And this is the part where he violates Goku worse than he did in the first movie. This nigga Broly is swinging Goku around worse than that episode when Jerry's cousin came to visit and gave Tom the beats. And then he pile drives his nigga's face into the side of an iceberg and Tom Brady this nigga like he played for the Patriots. And I know at this point Goku thinking to himself like, damn, Vegeta was right. We're fucked. So Piccolo speed dials Goku and it's like,
yo, y'all need me to pull up? It looks like y'all getting y'all ass beat.
And Goku is like, nah, bro. You just gonna get your shit folded. And Piccolo is like,
yeah, you not lying.
So now Goku finally decides to get serious and he goes from a blood to a crip and him and Broly start to go for round 2. These niggas duking it out and they take a trip down into hell, but the main question is, what these niggas skin made out of? Platinum? Then Broly pops out and launches a nuke like they playing Black Ops and turns the battlefield into Punk Hazard. Got that shit looking like a fight between admirals. Him and Goku is going hard in the paint and Frieza's like, is that all this little nigga has? So old boy's like, yeah, that's as good as it'll get. And Frieza's like, nah, you ain't let that nigga cook yet. And he conjures up one of the most dastardly plans to bring the dog out of Broly. Night, monkey. Wait, hold on, man. The fuck you think? Hey, you big buffoon ass nigga. Look, your father got hit with a stray from the blicky. Oh, the pity. And now we get one of the hardest transformations in anime. This nigga Broly goes so crazy, he's making a video start to glitch. So now Vegeta joins back in the fight and they try jumping him, but Broly just straight bullying these niggas. Then they try to hit this nigga with the Gomu no. Wait, wrong anime. But obviously that shit didn't work. So instead we get what I think is the funniest part of the movie. Tag, you're it. Wait, what the fuck? I am the mighty Lord Frieza. Get away from me, you dirty monkey. Yo, they did this man so dirty, bruh. They said, hell nah, this nigga too much. Leave that man with Frieza. And the crazy part is, Frieza went gold and still got his ass bullied by Broly. So Goku and Vegeta pulls up on Piccolo while they left Frieza to get his ass drilled by Broly. And Piccolo's like,
yo, that nigga was cooking y'all ass.
Get your gay ass off of me. You don't have to remind me. Yo, Piccolo, you have any more of those perkies on you?
Nah, I just popped the last one.
Damn it! Hey Vegeta, you know the fusion dance? Fuck you talking about, Kakarot. Wait, don't tell me you're talking about that gay ass dance you taught Trunks. Little nigga ain't been the same since. Aw, come on Vegeta. It's only for 30 minutes. Besides, you seen what happened back there. We were getting our backs blown out. I don't wanna hear it, Kakarot. I'm not with that fruity ass shit. Come on, bruh. It's really not that bad. If we don't, then the earth will be destroyed. Good. Jesus was taking too long anyway. You know what that means, right? No more Bulma poop. Hey, keep my Bulma's name out your mouth before I slap the shit out of you like Will Smith. All right. I guess I got no choice.
Meanwhile.
To me.
So the whole time Frieza's getting his ass boxed up, Goku is trying to teach Vegeta the fusion dance. Just look at the face that Piccolo is making. Bruh, you can't tell me this man isn't embarrassed to do this goofy ass dance. So one donut and bowl of tapioca later, these niggas finally get it right and turn into the saucy Saiyan Gogeta. No lie, I'm more of a fan of Vegito than Gogeta. But you guys let me know in the comments down below who you mess with more, Vegito or Gogeta. So now Gogeta pops up on the scene and starts getting straight saucy with this nigga and moonwalking through all his attacks. Got my mans looking like the new MJ. Then he pops a perky and goes super nigga, and him and Broly start boxing until he hits him with this clean ass uppercuts and starts millie rocking on this nigga and Jackie Chan's his shit. Then he pulls out the Uzi and sprays the whole block, and this nigga Gogeta is just spinning his shit again and again and again and again and again and again and Broly's like, alright, I had enough of this shit. So he pulls up and they go back to squaring up, and just when you thought they were gonna hit us with the beam struggle, these niggas end up unlocking a portal into a fucking alternate dimension on that Steven Universe type beat. Got these niggas animation looking like they just came out of Berserk. And the main question is, where did this nigga's shirt go? That shit literally disappeared. This nigga's nipples started showing, and all of a sudden he just gets a power boost. So to keep up with him, this nigga Gogeta pops a Tesla and starts giving Broly the beats. They clash again and leave the Shadow Realm, and Gogeta is just straight bullying this nigga at this point. My man's deflecting his attacks and flips in the air on some Bruce Lee shit and knocks the dog piss out of him. Then Broly tries to hit him with a hot breath beam, but Gogeta's like, that won't work, nigga. And he pulls up with two twin Glocks he calls siblings and starts rolling this nigga up to get put into a pack. And as the icing on the cake, this nigga fires a Biju bomb and sends that nigga to the gulag. And just when you thought that shit was over, Broly was like, nah nigga, I'm not taking that L. And shoots a blast at him only for Gogeta to start swag surfing on his shit and going in and hit that nigga with the Wait, wrong anime. Then Gogeta says, alright nigga, this is the last time we're gonna do this. And he causes that nigga to self-destruct. Time to send you to hell, bitch nigga. First comes rock, paper, scissors, shoot! And Gogeta unleashes the sauce cannon to send this nigga to meet King Kai. But right before he got hit,
Got a blast!
he got teleported back to his hood and the fight comes to an end. Bruh, this fight is definitely top tier. One of the best Dragon Ball fights hands down. You can debate your mama. Keep in mind, we never really seen Gogeta fight up until this point in the series other than against Janemba. But he basically rolled that nigga up instantly, so that doesn't count. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below who you think has more softs than Gogeta. No lie, I like Vegito more, but Gogeta was sliding in this fight, hands down. Alright, so this next fight might get me canceled, but I don't care. This fight went too hard. And out of all the fights in Naruto, I honestly think this is one of the ones that aged the best. And the fight I'm talking about is Sakura and Chiyo versus Sasori. Now I know a lot of members of the anime community give Sakura a lot of slack for being a quote-unquote worthless character, or someone who only simps over Sasuke, or only screamed Naruto whenever she got into trouble. But let's be real, who would you rather have on your team, Sakura or Hinata? If I had a choice, I would go with Hinata, but not for the reason you may think. But that's besides the point. Love it or hate it, this fight is one of the best in the series, and you can't sit here and argue with me that Sakura is a worthless character when she was able to take down one of the strongest members of the Akatsuki before the Byakugo seal basically by herself. Yeah, she had Granny Chiyo, but let's be honest, she was more support in this fight than anything. I mean, her old ass couldn't even bend down without looking like she's about to pass out from a heart attack. Now, just as a little context, Gaara got kidnapped by Deidara and Sasori back in the beginning of Naruto Part 2, and Team 6½ sets out to rescue him. I say 6½ because, of course, it ain't Team 7 without my man Sasuke, no cap. And while Naruto and Kakashi chases out the Deidara, Sakura and Chiyo pulls up on Sasori and the Akatsuki side of the hood. Chiyo is the first one up the bat and swings with a barrage of kunais, revealing Sasori's first form, Hidoku. which to be honest is probably the worst because that shit look like it came out of the same dirty ass shop they sold Annabelle in. This form is actually a play on his nickname Sorcery of the Red Sands, with his symbol being a red scorpion, in this form carrying a long sharp tail kinda like a scorpion. But they might as well call this form the Roach, because that's exactly what it looks like. Sorcery starts spraying the entire clip and letting off about 1,000 poison needles while Sakura and Ritxhie are straight cha-cha sliding straight through that shit. Sorcery says, "Alright, bet," and he lets loose the gauntlet with another 1,000 needles laced with fentanyl. But Sakura and Ritxhie are already activated Ultra Instinct and they slide through that shit with their eyes closed. Bruh, am I still watching Naruto at this point? So Sakura rushes in and hits that nigga with a falcon punch and blew that man's back out, causing him to reveal his real body. This nigga is cloaked up like the Phantom from Kingdom Hearts, and he reveals himself to be one of the most light-skinned niggas in Naruto next to the 4th Hokage. I mean, look at this nigga's eyes. They're beautiful, my nigga. So Sorcery says, "Shall we begin?" in one of the most light-skinned voices I've ever heard, and he begins to pull out the puppet that's his bread and butter. This man casually pulls out the 3rd Kazekage like he's a Ken doll and leaves Sakura and Ritxhie in plain shock. Now bruh, I don't know what it is, but it seems like to me the Sand Village just can't avoid a L. I mean, the 3rd Kazekage got turned into a Barbie doll, the 4th got his ass taken by Orochimaru, and Gaara got his soul snatched out. At this point, all the Kages of the Sand are just looking like fodder. Now this puppet in particular is one of, if not Sasori's most dangerous because of its sheer amount of crazy ass weapons it has. From poison blades to poison gas that gets you high off the booth, this puppet has it all. I mean, look at this one attack, bruh. That shit can summon 1,000 arms like that Buddha god Netero used to pack up Miriam. Got Sakura looking like she's playing Twister in the middle of a fight. But she ends up getting out only to get trapped in a cloud of that wok. And the only way she was able to escape was to damn near blow herself up. Bruh, at that point, I would've went to meet God because ain't no way in hell I'm holding my breath that long. Niggas would've been breathing in all that wok and meeting Pimp C and Tupac by now. And round 1 comes to a close and we begin round 2. And off the bat, Baba Chio summons up Sasori's Ma and Pops, who are now puppet versions of themselves. This shit is like that movie Megan. But instead, the parents are the ones who are the killer baby dolls. They start scrapping and going blow for blow with the Kazekage, and I ain't even gonna lie, they able to hold their own even though they couldn't really jump this nigga. So now Sasori's like, "Alright, I'm tired of playing these games with y'all. Time to bring out that heat." And this is where we see what makes the 3rd Kazekage one of the most dangerous ninjas in the history of the sand. This nigga turns into Walter White and starts summoning that yayo they call Iron Sand, which is exactly what it sounds like. And just when you thought the sand Gaara used back in part 1 was deadly enough, Naruto part 2 stepped it up and started introducing different types of sand like iron sand and gold sand. Niggas using the periodic table to create new elements and shit. "Sakura, on the count of 3, we're running out this bitch."
Wait, fuck you mean?
Too slow. Iron sand technique. 100 shots. Damn! And just like that, the fight is over. Wait, hold up. They're still in it! Baba Chio was able to come through in the clutch and use a chakra shield to protect them from the attack. But as a trade-off, the iron sand gets caught between the cracks, which causes Papa Puppet to start freeze framing, and Sorcery comes in to drop the guillotine. Is it over now? Of course not! Baba Chio comes through with the clutch again and protects Sakura using Mon Dukes, and she uses her own body to protect herself. Yeah, it may have cost her an arm, but I think that was a fair trade. And just like Franklin from Snowfall, Sasori starts mixing up that soft until it turns hard, and he starts launching bricks at Sakura and Chio, who evades everything almost effortlessly. And Sakura comes in and punches the shit out of this 5-ton Minecraft block and sends that shit flying across the other side of the arena. Then Sasori starts cooking up more Minecraft blocks and even turns one of them into a Beyblade and let her rip. But Sakura's just casually punching that shit back like it's another day at the gym. I mean, at this point, she's just making this shit look too easy. She must have unlocked Ultra Instinct or something the way she's just dancing around the battlefield. So Sasori says, fuck it, time to end this. And he pulls out his strongest attack, cocaine style, 8-ball destruction. And that shit easily levels the entire battlefield. But Sakura took that shit like a G and she still Oh, never mind. Yeah, she's out of there now. That walk got in her system and now she's starting to feel it. And now Sasori's going in for the kill to roll her ass up. Well, goddamn! Sakura's still in the fight. To everybody's amazement, Sakura's still standing. She used some of that Zaza she cooked up before the fight and we start to get ready to move in for round 3. So Sakura has exactly 3 minutes before the Zaza runs out and her and Baba Chio are trying to figure out their next move. But before they could even think, Sasori turns into the fucking Terminator and pulls out dual flamethrowers and starts scorching the whole block. Got my mans looking like Zuko from the Avatar on that fire bending type beat. Sasori's got them back deep into a corner and he flips the switch and starts water bending, but Sakura and Chio are riding the wave. Now, wait a second, bruh. Isn't that Zaza supposed to be worn off already? This is like the longest 3 minutes I've ever seen. It reminds me of that time Frieza gave the planet Namek 5 minutes to blow and that shit ended up lasting like 10 episodes. Sasori pulls out the glizzy and penetrates Sakura and went deep in those guts and he pulls up ready to murk Chio, but Sakura grabs this nigga by the nuts and in the nick of time, blows his nigga's back out right before that Zaza wore off. No lie, they really came through with the buzzer beater on this one. But off in the distance, this nigga Sasori came back with the monster reborn and he's like, fuck you so happy about? Run that shit back. And Baba Chio pulls up with the Goonies to try to get his nigga the Jujutsu Kaisen treatment, but Sasori's like, your gang big, but my shit is bigger. And this nigga pulls up with 100 bloods already to audition for the next spot in Jump Force. Without that Zaza in her, Chio tells Sakura to hang back, but she says she ain't no pussy, and this is where we start to see some clean ass taijutsu. Bruh, no lie, Sakura's straight sliding on these hoes and we got Granny in the back getting sturdy like she used to in her younger days before the arthritis. And even the Goonie puppet sliding too. Like this one right here with the ponytails putting in straight work. And like these 3 right here using airbending to send all these niggas to the spirit world. Bruh, I don't know if I'm watching Avatar or Naruto at this point. And even my man's right here gave this nigga the 3-piece Sasuke combo. Bruh, this is the Naruto that I miss. Clean ass fights without none of that village busting bullshit. But it's starting to come down to the wire. Chio gets stabbed and it's only a matter of time before the walk kicks in. So before they run out of time, Chio passes the rock to Sakura. She hits this clean ass evasive maneuver. Meanwhile, homie right here gets murked, and she Tom Brady's that shit straight to Sasori. Again, Sakura came through mad clutch because the walk already started to settle in and Baba Chio started getting faded off the drink. But before Sakura can give Granny some of that gas, this nigga Sasori comes back like the seed of Chucky and pulls up ready to turn Chio into a pack. But before he could, Sakura jumps in and takes the blow, and this is the second time Sakura gets penetrated by Sasori in the same fight. At this point, I know she has to feel violated. So as a last resort, Baba Chio gives Sakura the last bit of Zaza to keep her in the game, but Sasori had other plans and pulled out a shank, but he ends up getting packed up by his own parents. But Dad, you told me you were going to the store for some milk. Face ass. And as you can tell, the fight comes to an end after Sasori gets a taste of his own medicine. Alright, so now that bad joke is out of my system, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, this fight came all the way down to the wire, but Sakura and Chio were able to bring that bitch back home. Looking back at some of the highlights, Sakura was definitely in that bitch sliding, and Baba Chio must have popped a perky by the way she was getting sturdy. This fight to me stands as one of the best fights in Naruto. And I don't want to hear any Sakura slander, okay? She can be cool sometimes. Hell, she could probably box up some of you niggas. No cap. Alright, and last but not least, I told y'all we'd be highlighting one man who's just built different amongst the rest. And I'm sure he won't disappoint. His display of hands is something I've never witnessed before, and I'm sure you haven't either. And today, we're talking about Takayanagi from the show Tenjo Tenge. Now, I'm going a bit old school with this one, but this show is kind of like the OG Tokyo Revengers, with the plot revolving around high school students who love to indulge in the art of fading. And no lie, bruh, they get it cracking in the first episode off top. So in case you never watched the show, here's the breakdown. So this low-fat diet version of Vegeta named Nagi and his homie Bob, nah, that's really his name, show up to school looking to take over that bitch and run the fade with anybody who stands in their way. And while they're going on a rampage handing out ass whoopings like it's an episode of Oprah, Takayanagi and a girl sitting on his shoulder named Maya shows up to put these niggas in their place. Now your first thought might be, this nigga looks soft and she's literally a kid. But looks can deceive you, my friend. Maya's like, okay, y'all showed y'all nuts enough. Time to put him away and walk away before you really get hurt. And Nagi's like, by who? You? You're a child. And this soft ass nigga ain't touching me. And she's like, okay, you asked for it. And she proceeds to turn into this busty ass grown woman, pulls up on him with a flash step, and one-shots this nigga out the window straight into the gulag. And mind you, this is all within the first half of the first episode. So now Nagi comes back and wants to run the fade with Takayanagi as payback for the ass whooping he just took. And Takayanagi tries to warn him like, I don't think you want to do that, son. But Nagi ain't listening to that bullshit. He comes up and tries to hit this nigga with a falcon punch, but fails after his attack got blocked by a pair of chopsticks. Chopsticks? Really, nigga? If I pull up to run the fade with a nigga and he blocks my punch with a pair of chopsticks, I already know it's over. Then this nigga uses fishman karate to send this nigga flying across the cafeteria. Bro thinks he's Jinbei. Nagi recovers and he starts to let his nuts hang and post up for round 2, but Takayanagi unlocks the first gate and hits this nigga with a leaf hurricane combo. Bruh, this is the craziest leg combo I've ever seen. Nigga looking like that stick man who used to pull up and go ham back in the day when I was a kid. If you know, you know. This nigga Nagi is getting violated, but he's not backing down, so Takayanagi's like, alright, I have to end this with the next hit. And he pulls up to hit this nigga with a leaf hurricane, but Nagi hits a JoJo pose and comes back to counter with a hard ass right jab. But Takayanagi says nope and grabs his shit midair and comes back with this clean ass windmill kick that has my boy Nagi gushing at this point. Bruh, that shit was clean as hell. My man's caught his punch in mid-air and started breakdancing on this nigga. But it's still not over. Nagi bounces back and Takayanagi finally decides to take this man serious and he starts unlocking the 5th gate of heaven, and right before they were about to trade blows, this nigga Nagi pulls a shiesty move and uses a bento box to distract my boy and hit him with a hard ass jab. Aw shit, you shouldn't have done that, my boy. Takayanagi goes full demon mode and he unlocks all 9 gates and starts beating this nigga's ass worse than Guy did Madara in the final war. I mean, just look at the sheer pain this nigga is in from this ass whooping. He punches this man so hard he coughs out blood, vomit, and snot all at the same time. Hey yo, somebody call a medic for this man. I can't watch this anymore. Somebody turn this shit off.